Welcome to MeMe's Kitchen. Oh, y'all, it's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. So we're just enjoying this weather, and springing into springtime. So everything's so beautiful, as you know. I'm sure it is in your area too. And everything's just popping up out of the ground and blooming. And oh, y'all, it's a beautiful time of year. I want to ask you, have you ever had something that you were supposed to go to and all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness, I was supposed to take the dessert. You can't have any idea what in the world you can make it last minute. Hey, but you know what? I'm going to help you out here. Right here in Mondays with Meme, there's a recipe and it is called Cherry Apple Crumble. Now y'all, I tried to include everybody in my family in this cookbook. And so I really struggle with a recipe for KK. But y'all, I'm going to tell you, she could make this one if she wanted to. So if you know, you know. So we are going to get right to this. So KK, let's get over here and get our ingredients lined up. Okay, y'all are going to only need 4 ingredients. So when you buy your groceries, you may just want to buy these things and keep them on hand for emergency, just like what I just mentioned to you. You'll need 1 can of cherry pie filling, 1 can of apple pie filling, 1 yellow cake mix, no happy dance, 1 stick of butter. All right, we're going to be using a 9 by 13 casserole dish. Now, y'all know I take every chance I can to use butter. I just love butter.
So you're going to grease the pan?
Yeah, so we're going to grease our pan good with this. The first thing that we're going to do is to spread our cherry pie filling in our dish. So y'all, let's get all of this out. Oh, there's more cherries in there. Okay. All right, KK, let's get every little smidgen of this because we're going to need it all. All right, y'all, we just kind of spread this as evenly as possible right here in the bottom of our dish. Just spread it out. Try to put those cherries strategically placed so we get cherry everywhere. Oh, that looks good. Y'all, I just love a plain old cherry pie, don't y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is good. Y'all, what I did, I have emptied my cake mix into a bowl. You know, sometimes it's lumpy. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of whisk it just a little bit so that that we get the lumps out so that when we go to spread it over that cherry pie filling, it's easier to spread. And you do use it dry. Now, don't mix this up according to that box, y'all. We're just using dry cake mix here. That's why this thing's so easy. And I would like to tell you, when you put it in a bowl, it's easy to tell what half of your cake mix is. Because we will use half here and then half later on. So let's just sprinkle this just kind of as evenly as we can over this cherry pie filling. Okay, let's see. We'll use what we think is half of this. I'm going to empty this apple pie filling here into a bowl because y'all, we need to chop these apples up a little bit. If you've ever used apple pie filling, you'll understand because sometimes those apples can be just a little bit crunchy, if you want to use that word. Oh, I love this little chopper. So what we're going to do, we're going to chop this up, and then too, it will be easier to spread with it chopped up. So we just gonna chop it till we get everything, kind of, I guess you'd say, bite size. Well,
I was fixing to say the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, y'all. Now see how we chop those apples up.
Mm-hmm.
That way they don't have all those hard pieces in them. All right, so now this is going to be just a little tricky here to get this. What we're going to do, that's that dry cake mix in there. So we're going to spoon this right on top. Let's just kind of put it in spoonfuls, kind of all over the top, so that we're sure we get everything covered here and get this apple in every part of the apple crumble. Okay. All right, let's get all of this gooey out of here. All right, now let's see how we can kind of make these things meet one another. They need to get acquainted. So we're going to get them acquainted here as good as we can. Y'all, this doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, you know, it's a perfectly good mess if you want to know the truth. All right. Okay, y'all, we're ready for the top layer now. Oh, and I forgot to tell you. We set our oven on 350 degrees. I know that surprises you. Okay, y'all, I've melted this stick of butter, and what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of spoon it over this cake mix. I think we're going to spoon it over it. Y'all, some people can just put just a little patties of butter on top. That'll work too. All right, y'all, we're gonna get this in the oven on the bottom rack. Now that's a conversation piece for you who are new. All right, we're gonna set our oven on 45 minutes. I started to say 45 degrees. 45 minutes. I think after 40 minutes, I'm going to check it. My oven's kind of funny sometimes. And so we'll look at it and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, y'all, we're going to leave this in here for 5 more minutes, which is actually what the recipe calls for.
Almost done.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Okay. The magic sound, y'all. Ooh, this looks so good. Oh my goodness, KK, that smells good. Look at those cherries coming up there out of the side. Okay, let's get this over here. Y'all, we'll sit that there, and we're just gonna let it cool for a little bit before we try to test it. We're going to scoop some of this up, and then we're going to get our ice cream. Y'all see why it's called crumble? Because that's exactly what it looks like. Look on the top of that. Oh, y'all, look how pretty that looks. All right, y'all, I got some ice cream on top of mine, and you see it's good and hot because that ice cream's melted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to taste this, y'all. Oh, it just smells and looks so good. So let's just have just one little bite, okay? All right. That is so good. Y'all, it's crumble. Yes, it is, because that's what the recipe says. But it's also a little bit gooey. So, Kayleen, let's have another taste of this. It is really good, y'all. That passed my taste test, I'm going to tell you that for sure. Y'all, this is a recipe that circulated several years ago, and Katrina made it just about everywhere she went. Well, Kayleen decided she needed to take a dessert somewhere, so she asked Katrina for the recipe. Well, Katrina gave her the recipe without instructions on it, and so Kayleen made what she thought was this recipe. Well, not too long after that, we were all together, and they decided that they would make this for supper one night while we were at the beach. And so when they started making it, Kayleen looked at it, she said, I didn't know that's how you made it. I mixed that cake mix just like the box said, and then I put the apples and the cherry pie filling in it. Well, it certainly looked different from yours, Katrina, and I guess I missed the part that said it was a crumble on top, because mine was more like a gooey cake. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being there for us. And we just love you all. And everybody remember, shine for Jesus.